Okay, so this is going to be my dual extrusion modification for my Anet8 and TiVo Tarantula printer. This is the one for the Anet8, but the same principle will apply. I'll just create a different mounting bracket. So this bracket mounts to the two X brackets that's on the Anet. This is the bottom X bracket. There's a single one in the middle, and I'm just going to mount it to this side. And there's two on that top spindle, so this is going to mount there. And then what we're going to have, so I can do this correctly, we're going to have a cover, which is basically going to screw into the mount. And there's a left cover, and there's a right cover, and this one has a wider hole. So if you look at it from the front, you can see this hole allows for a lower position, and this hole, as you'll see in a minute, is going to allow for a fixed position. So this is T0 and this is T1, or extruder 0 and extruder 1. This will be used for PVA and supports, or dual color, whichever you want. So now we'll show the connector. So this connector has two holes that will go through, and that's why this is a fixed position. And if we look at connector 1, you can see that it can slide up and down. So at the bottom position, it's a little lower than this one, and at the top position, it'll be a little higher than this one. This will allow our extruder hot end tips to be lower when this is down and higher when this is up. So, and these are going to fit into here, and they will get mounted onto the back with this like a cover. Actually, it's the where is it at? No, where's it at? Oh, yep, this guy here, who will fit on the back right here. Oh, you can almost see it right here. So that'll keep that from coming out. May have to do some tweaking on that piece, but so now we have two movable pieces, and we have some adapters that go into them right here, and there's a little notch. This will keep this other piece vertical. So now if I go back latch left, so this is going to go on the back side of the E3D extruder, and this notch will make it, since it has a single screw to keep it from pivoting, it'll have a little notch in here that keeps it from moving back and forth. And then there's two more threaded holes here, and for that we will use the front latch. As you'll be able to see here, and that front latch will allow us to have an E3D extruder that goes right in here, like so. So that's kind of how that will mount. And there'll be another extruder over here as well. The only difference being that on this back latch, there's going to be, and notice there's a little hole right here. Right in here. And on there, there's going to be a lift hatch that slides in. And the lift hatch is then going to have a space so that we can move this whole mechanism up and down. Left side's fixed, right side is movable up and down. And if we bring the switch in, you can see that the switch can now control up and down based on its rotation. So it's going to mount. It's going to mount to the mount, and it's going to be able to rotate left and right. So the principle here is when you want to switch extruders, you go over on the X and all the way up to the top of the printer on the Z, to where there is a switching bay. This may not be lined up right. It's not right now. The switching bay, which basically will switching bay. Which will allow us to, basically you get the idea here. I'll raise up the switch a little bit, so when you go up to Z, you can go left or right to raise and lower this other extruder. So that is the principal design for dual extrusion that I'm currently working on.